Welcome back, everyone. Always delightful to have you stop in, and I love the messages everyone is leaving. This is Tuesday Teacup Cards, and I think it is going to be a staple here on this channel. The candles are lit, the herbs are present, but I have one thing to do and present to you before we open these cards, and that is that I was going to pull another card, a different one for this week. I stuck it back in the deck, I shuffled, but out it popped again. So we are still looking at August, happiness, and how to find that and work through issues that are on our plates for the week ahead. Now, the one thing I'm talking about that's a little bit different is I felt the need to pull one card from this deck. I have done a review of it on my station. It's a deck for inspiration, and I bought it because I liked the little quips on the back. But when I shuffled, out came the word dill, and because I like 3 cards, I had to pick 3 to go with it. Let me just adjust my glasses here, and let's get busy. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this down a little bit here so you can see some more. Now, with this being the seeds deck, to me, when I pulled the dill card, it wasn't for me. It was for someone else that is going to be watching this video. And dill is a very good attractor for money. I got the feeling, as I say, it wasn't for me. It's for someone else who needs a little bit of seed money to get a venture off the ground. They have an idea, and they might be looking for someone's monetary support because it does attract money. It is a great conductor of finding those people that can support us. Now, if it's not a business adventure, it could just be getting our feet back on the ground after a difficult time. So someone out there needs a little bit of help, and I am willing, if they're willing to do the work, is to put a little spell bottle together for them. I have collected some dill seed that I do have. And if you don't have dill, you can use carrot, fennel, parsley, or cilantro seeds, but I'll be using dill. The next card that came up is magnolia. I don't have that on my property, but it does suggest in a lot of the magical books and sites I visited, use a rose. So I just plucked these last night, and I found that quite intriguing. I felt the need to go out before they hit the ground, and they're still gorgeous with a little bit of scent still in them. And I did find, growing in my garden this year, dill, and I just plucked this, but it's not ripe yet. But I felt because this person working on their venture isn't quite ripe, I guess, in their approach. They need to do a little bit more work to get this venture off the ground and get them financially stable. So that is there. I have valerian root in the form of a tea in here. So I would be combining those 3 herbs with intention. And the last one, as I say, is valerian. So it's not your typical money attracting spell, but it is one that I wanted to put out there. And if you let me know who you are, I'll put those intentions into the bottle. So I hope I explained that right. We'll begin now and move on to the teacup cards. So I have put my intention in here for the best cards with clarity to help us move forward for the week ahead. And I ask you to do the same thing as a collective. And I thought, why couldn't we as a collective work on a good spell for people out there that, they could use our support? Yes, you have to do the work yourself. There's no point in us just pouring our hearts out into this seed bottle for them. they need to make their own as well, and they need to make those steps forward to whatever they're working on. But as a collective like this, it might be kind of fun to lend some energy to someone else who could use it to get themselves established. All right, now everybody's working on something different. Let's open the bag and start stirring the pot. Get these cards talking. So whatever will help us most at this time for the week ahead. And I feel the need to shuffle a little bit longer today. You can fast forward. Okay, I've got a section here. So, right at the moment, I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but it is August 2025. We're working on happiness, and these are our cards. Just move these a little bit here. Give us a wee bit more room. And I'll adjust the camera as we go along. Looks like we're doing my usual pattern, the pyramid. Okay, so I got a feeling to go for the heart of the matter. Club. Now, someone will try to make you do something against your will. It's reversed. So if someone has been, throwing their weight around and trying to influence you and the way that you want to move forward, I think you take your power back and you either step away from that person or you confront them, give them a little taste of what they've been giving you, and say, no, I have my own way forward, and I won't be influenced by your negativity at this time. A club to me is a wand. Now, because the wand would be upside down, there is something creative maybe that you've been working on, and this other person or situation has been hampering it. Okay. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. And I do agree with that. When you get those little nudges, and I like the fact that the unicorn's horn is facing, to August as well as into the past. And it's more moving up than straight across, which is tuning into our higher sense as well. So there may be something that you intuitively know that you should have paid a little bit more attention to. Listen to your intuition about a situation. And that will certainly benefit you now if you can return to those thoughts and have it work and have it flow towards you to make those beneficial changes. You will hear some good news if you're willing to listen. And it may be something from the past that someone said to you once before. And to revisit it or hear it again, keep your ears open. And with a little bit of luck, you can make something happen. And remember, we're working on this week. So there is a period of ill health or depression. Now with the fly, that can be a bit of a pest. I don't like to say to anyone there's a period of ill health or depression on the way. That's just not my thing. But it looks like this fly has found something that interests them. And as I say, a fly can be a pest. So don't let little things get in your way. When I think of fly, that is what I'm thinking of, pest. And you just need to remove it like this from the scenario this week so that you can focus and you can listen and you can tap into your intuition. All right. This person here may be a younger man. And it just says dealings or relationships with a younger man. So this is not a person that really cares at this time about you. It's more about them and how they can influence the situation. Because as you remember, someone will try to make you do something against your will. But it is upside down. I got to revisit this again. I am revisiting that for sure, in that if he was working in this manner, if he was a little bit of a pest, then use your intuition, and maybe he reconsiders. Maybe he sees the potential of what you're working on. So listen, he may be changing his perspective. Now, I don't often do that in a reading, but that is glaring at me from the center, and I have to take into consideration the way it has turned. Nice. Maybe because this younger man has turned with time, he too has seen, I guess, the benefits of you using your intuition, and he's listening more. He's not so much of a pest because that's on the outside. This is a very tricky teacup card reading today. Okay, the victory is upside down. Don't like to see that this week. So there may be a setback, something that is a little bit irritating this week that, you just can't put those finishing touches on something that you've been working on. Some creative energy. Maybe you've lost some of that creative energy, and there's need for a little bit of downtime to recoup and regroup and move yourself forward so that you can turn this around. So do some work this week to make things happen. All right, this guy's on the corner way over here. Mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Well, that conflicts with this that we just heard here, but maybe it's you. Maybe you need to be the one, although it's close to this younger man card here. What are you being stubborn about? What are you being a little bit silly about? And have you been carrying the weight of something? When I think of the mule, I think of a pack and that heavy pack that he carries. So this week, you need to move past some of these things that have been dragging you down. We can't be successful at everything. We have to fine-tune things as we listen and not be so stubborn that we can't make some changes. Okay. Spear. Well, it's upside down again. Heartache over what you no longer have. And that goes back to this one in that if there's been a relationship that has changed, try not to fret about it. Don't be so stubborn that you can't move forward and see the benefits of moving forward. And because this is upside down, it's releasing the pain from the heart. It's no longer a heartache because at the center of it here, you don't have to listen to other people. You can make your own decisions now. Okay. The pig. Beware of greed. Now this week, consider the fact that not everything might go your way. You might want all of it right away, as fast as you can, but being greedy is not going to be the best way to move forward. I think of the pig as rooting around. Spend this week rooting around with ideas, things that are irritating you, how to get rid of them, looking at the things that didn't quite work out for you, and opening up to ways and different manners of interesting. It's like the heartache. We have to find our happiness again. And releasing heartache as it is upside down, is going to be most beneficial and uplifting for you. There may be some things that you can't completely release, but that might be your own stubbornness. And we can't do it all at once. Baby steps. And if you are having difficulties in a relationship or that relationship with yourself, try to go gentle on yourself this week. Don't let it bog you down. You've got that depression card there. And as I say, root around and find the best way forward for you. And the last one, ooh, firecracker. Now that is a good card. So you've got the unicorn there, the listening, you're releasing heartache, you're aware of where you're stubborn, and you get back to that excitement again. And I like that one. It's like a burst of energy. It's got that wand energy. And so what if you haven't been so victorious with a few things that you've been working on? Go for working towards next week and what you can do. And, find something that excites you. So that is pretty much as what I want to say about this one. And I got the feeling I want to pull one more card. So that we shall do. I guess one card for inspiration. There's been some pretty tough cards in here this week. And there's been some confusion for me in reading these cards. There's many facets. Okay, I got it. So when I picked it up, the bag moved off the table. So we're removing that stubbornness. And you'll be taken care of in a difficult time, but it's reversed. You have to begin to look after yourself. You have to find a way to support yourself in times of difficulty. And if this has to do with finances, you can think of support as that security that you get when you can look after yourself. Only you can take the steps to bring this sense of security. And being able to support yourself is just that. It gives you peace of mind. So listen this week. There was something from the past that someone said to you or you were working on. Let's bring that back with a little bit of passion and eagerness. And I'd like you to focus mainly on that unicorn, your intuition. Let it spark and drive yourself forward. Geesh, that was interesting and a little bit, as I say, difficult. But you lend your energy to this. It's for the collective. And if you have any insights, let me know. And who else is working on, finding that way of supporting themselves somehow, some way? Share it with us. And if we can lend a little energy and put it into our spell bottle as a collective, let's do so. Everyone, I hope that wasn't too confusing, that you did see some things in those cards, and I hope it helps for the week ahead. Blessings.